Hi everyone, it's Vicky and it's WIP Wednesday. So here is my sock yarn blanket so far, my squares. I've got 23 squares already made. I love how squishy they are. Sock yarn is just lovely to squish. And this week I've been working on them. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ready made. Got quite a few of the orange ones now. And 1, 2 of that one. This was a strawberry yarn, so it's like a cotton. The others are wool. I think it'll be fun to mix them. And I've got a blue one, and then I've got this one from today. There's quite a bit here. I think I'll get at least one out of this, and I've got another ball like this of leftovers from making socks. So 6 squares to my 23. I'm 29 squares, so I'm getting there slowly. I thought I would get there faster, but yeah, I have been a bit distracted. So here's my sock yarn blanket, and this is the little bag I take to work. So I've got my hook in here, and I put my yarn in, and I leave this in my handbag and I take it with me. I also knit some of these when we were on the train over the weekend, and yeah, took this bag with me. And do you remember when I was telling you about the blanket I wanted to make? So here is, let's see if you can see it, my book. And this was January. I saw this picture online. I loved it. The pattern is available for free. I'll put the link in the description box below. So I bought this yarn from Amazon. I bought 2 of these. They were a good price. And I had the other yarn that I needed in my cart on Amazon, but it never went down in price. It's just stayed high. And then I thought this week, I actually want to get going with this blanket. I'm really looking forward to it. So I've ordered it from Wool Warehouse. These are my needles. Do you love this? So beautiful. From Amazon. So I ordered it from Wool Warehouse. Isn't that beautiful? Get that paperwork out the bag. And the Wool Warehouse paperwork is just a receipt. It's just a receipt saying what I bought and how much it cost. Oh, sweet. And they've put a sticker here and it says, "You have excellent taste." Oh, sweet. That's really cute. So I really want to get started on this blanket. They only had 5 balls left, so I bought all 5. I still might need 1 more ball. I can't remember how many I was supposed to buy. I love these organza bags that you get when you order wool from Wool Warehouse, because they make excellent storage bags for when your blanket's made. So if you ever have a bag that you don't know what to do with, use it to store things. So those are the 2 colors. This one is called, I want to say rainbow. It's called Rainbow. And it's Red Heart Super Saver Bitty Stripes. If you are in America, you can get this easily from lots of places, because I've seen it. In the UK, we don't get it as easily. You can get it, but they don't sell it everywhere. And this one, just to remind you, is the same Red Heart Super Saver Bitty Stripes. And this one is called Rainbow Mist. So I have not downloaded the pattern yet, but I think if I'm am I not supposed to take this off? Maybe I just leave it on. All I need to do is, oh, I do need to take it off. It's not, I thought it was taking it from the middle, but it's not. Okay, so I think there's also a pattern on the inside. Rainbow Connection knit blanket. Nice. Okay, I'm not going to make a knitted blanket though. I'm going to make the crochet blanket that I've been thinking about since January. So I'm going to use my 5mm hook, and so I'm going to make a granny square. Start with a slip knot, and I'm going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to slip that stitch into the first one so it makes a little circle. I'm going to chain 2. I'm going to do 2 double crochets. If the terminology is wrong, it's because we're in a different country. So that was the first one, and there's the second one. 2 double crochets, and your first chain acts like a double crochet, so it looks like you've got 3 there, so it looks like 3 little legs, and then we're going to chain 2 and back to the circle, 3 double crochets, and chain 2, and 3 double crochets, and chain 2, and 3 double crochets, and chain 2, and I'm going to slip the stitch onto the top of that first chain that looked like a double crochet. So you can see there's 1, 2, 3 legs. I'm just going to slip it in there, and then I'm going to slip the stitch across to the next corner space, and I'm going to do a round of double crochets here. So those clusters, those are called clusters. So I'm going to do clusters all the way around. So I'm going to do 2 chains to start, and then 3 double crochets, actually 2 double crochets because I started with a 2 chain, and then 2 chains for the corner, and then in that same space 3 double crochets. And 2 chains, and in that same corner 3 double crochets, into the next corner 3 double crochets, 2 chains, and then in that same corner 3 double crochets, can't remember if I said this one, but I'm in the last corner. I'm doing 3 double crochets, 2 chains, and 3 double crochets, and then I'm going to slip the stitch to the top of the chain 2. That was the beginning, and that's the beginning of my granny square. So I did see on the pattern that it said you should start all of these, so I need to make 18 of these, and I think there's some edge ones as well. There's some edge, you see that? So there's some half, some triangles, and then some quarter squares. I don't even know what those are called. So it did say on the pattern that you need to make all these first and then do your next round, so that you don't get a lot of color pooling. So if I carry on with the same yarn, when I go back onto this color, it's going to stay orange for a while, because you can see it's got a lot of orange and yellow, and that pattern is relying on the colors being all muddled together. So I'm going to break this yarn. I'm going to start on this one, and then I'm going to find a different ball. Hopefully I've got one that starts on a different color, and then I'll use that to make my third color change. I'm not sure if this breaks. I haven't used this yarn for years. Yeah, it does. Great. Otherwise I need to go and find the scissors. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to weave my end in. So I'm just going to find some places along the top of the granny square, and I'm just going to weave the yarn in, and when I do my next round of color, it's going to catch all that, so it'll be fine. And I can cut that one off, and I could cut this one off, because I've got enough now that's covered it, and I did knot it. So let's go on to the next color. I found the end. There's the end. So I've started this one with a slip knot, and I'm going to start in a corner, and I'm going to pull that through, and I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to do 2 double crochet, and 2 chain, and 3 double crochet, and I'm still in the corner. Now you can always check, you can always count, has it got 3 legs? Then you know you've done your 3. Now I'm going to go in between those 2 clusters. You can see there's a little space there, and I'm going to go in between those 2 clusters. I've got that loose yarn there, so I'm going to make sure to go over it and catch it. So I'm going to do 3 double crochets, and now I'm going to let go of that yarn at the back, and I'm going to do 3 double crochets, 2 chain, 3 double crochets in the corner. And then I'm going to do 3 double crochets in that space there between the 2 clusters. And in the corner I'll do 3 double crochet, 2 chain, 3 double crochet. And in that next space between the 2 clusters I'll do 3 double crochet. And I've just noticed, I thought that there was an end coming out the middle, so if I can find it on the other one, I might not even need to open a new yarn. I can just work out the middle, but I can do it for this one anyway. And I'm going to slip the stitch into the beginning, the top of the beginning 2 chain of that round, and hopefully it also breaks. Yep, it does. So I'm just going to pull that through, and I'm just going to slip stitch it all the way through. I don't know if this is called slip stitching. I'm kind of going to weave it all the way through so it can be caught up in the next round. So there's the first color change, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 color changes to do according to the pattern. Let's see if I can find the middle of one of these colorful ones. So if I can find the middle, I don't need to open another ball. No. Might make a knot. Let's see. Oh, okay, well, I got something out. Let's see if I can find the end. I pulled out too much. It'll be fine. So let's find the middle. Looks like it's inside the blue round. Blue color. Colors are lovely. Okay, so I'm going to the fluff. I'm going to make a slip knot. I'm going to start in the corner. I'm going to chain 2, so 1, 2, 2 double crochet, 2 chain, 3 double crochet, and this is exactly the same all the way around until I'm finished. So every row will be the same as the previous row. So every gap between the clusters, you're going to put 3 double crochets or another cluster. And I did make sure to hold that end from the previous row underneath there so it can be caught up, but now it's caught up, I can let it hang. And 3 double crochets into the next one, the next gap between the previous rows, clusters, coming up to a corner, so 3 double crochets, 2 chains and 3 double crochets, and all the gaps between the previous rows clusters, I'm going to put 3 double crochets. I'm back in another corner, so 3 double crochets and 2 chains. Three double crochets into the spaces between the previous rows clusters. I'm back at another corner, so 3 double crochets and 2 chains. I can't remember if I told you that already. And 3 double crochets into the spaces between the clusters in the previous row. And I'm going to slip stitch into the first chain 2 of at the beginning of the round. I'm going to pull that yarn through and make a knot, and then I'm going to try and weave that yarn through so I can catch it in the next row. It's looking quite good so far. Let's see, I've still got to do 2 more rows. So I'm going to do 1 more row of this and 1 more row of this. And I don't want to waste any of this. So I think I might open another ball for the next one, because I've got quite a bit of blue before I get onto the green colorway. And yeah, so I'll open a new ball for the last round of this. Yeah, I think that's how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to do one more round of this color and then one more round of this one, and my first square should be done. I'll have to just double check against the pattern. So chain 2, 2 double crochet, two chain, 3 double crochet, and 3 double crochet into the gap between all the clusters on the previous round. And I'm in a corner, so I'm doing 3 double crochet, 2 chains and 3 double crochets. Back again to this row, so I'm going to do 3 double crochets in each of those spaces between the clusters in the previous round. And I do like the way this color has changed from a yellow to a pink. That's beautiful. I'm in the corner again, so I'm doing 3 double crochet, 2 chains and 3 double crochet. Along this row, I'm going to do 3 double crochets in the space between the previous row's clusters. Another corner, so 3 double crochet, 2 chain, 3 double crochet. And then I'm doing 3 double crochets into all those spaces between the clusters on the previous row. And I'm going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 2 at the beginning of the previous row. Break the yarn, pull it through and knot it, and then I will weave that through. The one thing I love about using a thicker yarn is, look how fast that square went. So this takes me about 40 minutes, half an hour to 40 minutes to complete, and I don't know how long I've been making this for, but it feels like it's gone a lot faster. But I am enjoying that. Okay, let me find, I think another yarn, because I don't want to go again with the orange, and I don't want to do a blue. So let me see if we've got one that starts on a different color. So 1, 2, 2 double crochet, 2 chain, 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet this time, and then all the way along the sides I'm going to do 3 double crochet in those spaces between the previous rows clusters. So I'm not going to say what I'm doing now because I keep saying it over and over again. I'm sure you know by now. So I'm going to go all the way around. I'm going to do 3, 3, 3, 3. Here I'm going to do 3, 2, 3. 3 double crochet, 2 chain, 3 double crochet, and I'm going to go I'm going to do the same thing all the way around. It's getting a bit late and my words are starting to get a bit confused. So this morning I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I got lots of things done, and right now it is 8:45, so I'm feeling a bit tired, but I did want to start my new blanket. I do end up having to fold it up a little bit so I can hold it. When it gets a bit bigger, like when I'm doing an edge or when I'm doing a blanket where it's a long chain and you're working along the chain, then I have to hold it differently. But for this one, I can just hold it like this in my one hand, scrunched up a little bit. also the angle that I'm working at so that I can keep it in frame for the video is a bit different to how I would work if I was sitting in front of the TV or sitting on a chair. I hold it a bit closer to myself, whereas now I'm stretching my arms out a little bit so I can make sure I'm getting it in the frame. And now we're onto the pink. And the last section of this square. Oh, that's lovely. I really like that. Break this. I think I must get scissors for the next time. I don't even need to weave that one in because when I sew these together, that's going to need to be sewn in. Isn't that lovely? So let's find the pattern. And this is post-editing, Vicky. So I'm busy editing the video to make sure it looks good to go up. And I've just realized, can you see what I did wrong? These color changes, I was supposed to do 2 rounds with every color change, and I've only done 1 round. So this is quite a lot smaller than it should be. I should have done 2 rounds of that color, then 2 rounds of the dark, then 2 rounds of the light, and 2 rounds of the dark. I'm not going to redo this one. I'm going to keep this as a little sample. I don't know, I'll do something fun with it. And I will need to make the next squares. So I do 2 rounds of the first color, 2 rounds of the second color, 2 rounds of the third color, 2 rounds of the fourth color, and 2 rounds of the fifth color. Although I'm wondering if the fifth color maybe is just 1 round. I'll see when I get to the end. But that's why you should read a pattern. And you shouldn't try and look at a pattern without your glasses on if you need glasses. But need to redo that first square. But I am going to keep this one. I think it's really cute. I'll find something to do with it. But just wanted to let you know I have done it wrong. So the next video, hopefully, I will have at least 1 square of my new blanket. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.